here's my Herb Abrams story. Now, before there was the Dudley Boys as we know them today, Devon and the other brother, they were the very last of the group of ECW when it was created, because I was there when they first came up with this idea of even having the Dudley Boys, and it was Big Dick Dudley was the very first one, and then it went on from there. And I knew Dick Dudley for a long time before he was called Dick Dudley, where he was literally doing a Hulk Hogan gimmick without the Hulk, he had a body, but he was not as big. He wasn't as tall. He had the hair, but he grew the mustache. He did the thing. He had the colors, but he called himself something else. And it was IWCCW and ICW. IWCCW, and then he went to ICW. So and that was the Savoldi's. They were the agents for older Vince Senior. In Allentowns and all those buildings. So all right. So obviously at this point, I'm new in the business, but I haven't taken over Jimmy's bookings just yet. And but obviously Jimmy and I were close since day one, and so the promoters knew that, and so I was moving along, making calls, and this guy, he had an office in Manhattan, and I was stationed about maybe 30 minutes outside the city in Short Hills, New Jersey area, from where I'm originally from, and my family was visiting my family. At the time, my mother was still alive, and I came in from Hawaii, and I drove into this city, and I went to this guy's office because I called him and made an appointment. Well, I didn't know what the hell I was getting into, and then here's the reason why I'm going to tie in Big Dick Dudley with the next Dudley they had. He had these big, giant Coke bottle glasses, but he had a muscular body with this bushy hair. I forget the brother's name, but he was a really good guy. For those two guys were such nice people. So, and they were always very kind to me since day one. Kind of like Scott Putski and all them guys. They were all just really nice people. So what happens is I go into the city, right? And I go up to his office. And a lady lets me in, and she said, Mr. Abrams will see you, and I'll be leaving the office. It's the end of the day. It was like 4:00 in the afternoon. So the lady walks out of the office door is open. Jeff, come on in. Hey, Maniac, how you doing? Come on in, sit down. And he's just moving around the room. He's doing some stuff. And I don't notice anything odd, other than I knew from his telephone call he was an excitable type, but in a good way. He seemed like he was just in love with wrestling. That's all I got out of it at first. And like I said, it came from the music business, but I was naive to what I was actually looking at first. So I was like kind of naive. So what happens is he's moving around the room, and he's telling me, take a look at my view. And I'm out looking at the view. It was beautiful, nice. And I turn around, and there's a pile of cocaine this big. This is pretty big for a pile of cocaine, right?
Oh yeah, that's got to be several $1,000s worth.
Oh, at least. I mean, holy shit! This has got to be at least what? I mean, it's got to be the size of, I would say, what, a quarter pound of it.
What was 1 gram worth in those days? Like $60?
Well,
maybe?
a gram was back then. Back then, weed was cheap and Coke was expensive. It would be 3.5 ounces. You would get for $2.75 for 3.5 grams. 3.5 grams, and then there's 16 grams in a 16 ounces. So that's a lot of ounces. And this is a lot of ounces, not grams. Even more grams. I'm saying, it's just wow. So he's like, sit down. He said, what, you want something? Right away, you want something? I said, I can't. I always would lie to people and say I'm allergic to it, because in this way they wouldn't bother you. But when I graduated high school in '81, all my friends were, doing it on the weekends and stuff, and so was I. But it really never made me feel very well, and it just made me feel, I don't know, just didn't make me feel good. It wasn't like smoking a doob, drinking a beer. You'd feel good. That stuff made me feel just odd. Never was my thing. So I
There's
just
a
did not
depression
understand.
that hits some people with it. They actually get depressed off of it, I think.
Yeah, it's a real, it's something's with it, something's with it. So, and they used to cut it hard with all kinds of different inositol. I just wasn't into it. So I said, I can't. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go right ahead. Because I have what do you call it? I have allergy. Oh shit! You're missing the best high in the world. And blah blah blah. And so he's snorting and he's telling me what he wants to do. And a little more. And he's playing with it. He's got the rest of it under the side, and he's moving it around. And then and I'm starting to see that, maybe this guy really isn't screwed too tight. But my ears are telling me he's right on target, but my eyes are telling me a whole other story. So I want to start laughing because he's acting like one of these ice heads off, you know, how they do that.
Oh yeah.
How they do that thing. So he's talking to me, and he goes, then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he puts the big pile back in front of him, and he's like, he's like got these two pencils, and he's like mixing it around. I'm like, what the fuck? I have no idea what the hell he's doing. And then all of a sudden, he goes, oh, I just love this stuff. And he takes 2 handfuls, and he literally goes, no, on his face. And he looks at me and he's like, this is a rim. And I'm like, oh, all right. Okay, so he's brushing his face off. He's licking his hands. He goes over to his sink and he's talking to me. And he's still on point. But, he's on point. So he says, come on, let's go for lunch. I'm saying, wow, this guy can eat after that. So, all right, we're going to lunch. So I walk downstairs, going to lunch. Walk downstairs, go down the elevator. I forget what building. It was really close to Madison Square Garden. So, he's walking, but he's walking fast. I figure, all right, fuck, he's doing the blow. So I hear he's walking fast. So I try to keep up with him, and he's talking to me, and he goes left, and he goes up these stairs that go like up towards the main promenade to the garden where you'd see Madison Square Garden with the lights. And as he goes up the stairs, like he hops up the stairs, and I'm walking up the stairs, and if anybody knows me, they know, listen, I like to burn, I like to hang out, I don't mind, I do my cardio, but, I'll run up those 4 stairs and I'm blown up for the day, it's enough. So all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I see Big Dick Dudley intercept him. And I'm walking up slow, and I don't see this yet, but I see this guy with long hair. He's got his back towards me, and then this other shorter muscle guy, and they got him, and I'm like walking up, and they both looked at me, and they went like this. They just went like this. Hang on, brother. Just hang on over there. And I said, oh, okay. So I just hung out, turned my back, and waited for them to leave him alone. But it turns out that I guess he must have owed them some money from wrestling and things like that, or the gimmick, for all I know. I never really ever found out because I don't ask questions like that. And then for the rest of the afternoon, I spent another hour with him eating, and his face was like, and it was like his whole excitement was like, he must have pissed himself, because it looked like those two were going to beat the crap out of him.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Support us on patreon.com for $1.99 a month to watch our full shoot interviews ad-free and help our channel grow. Follow us on Twitter at the Hannibal TV for instant updates.